So today I'm going to be giving my honest opinion on the new Izeeker 360 trail cam. About a month ago, Izeeker reached out to me, said they just released this 360 trail cam. They wanted to get it out to a few people, hunters specifically that have used trail cameras before, to give their honest opinion. It's a cell camera, it uses solar power, it has a rechargeable battery in it, so you could charge it with a micro USB, but essentially it doesn't run off batteries like AA's or anything, it runs off a solar panel out in the woods. So I've had it in the woods for a month and a half now, so I have a good idea on the things that I like, things I don't like. When you get this thing out of the package, the actual setup, in my opinion, is pretty simple. Now, I work in IT on a day-to-day basis. That's my full-time job. Maybe somebody who's not very tech savvy may struggle a little bit setting this up. So you want to follow the instructions, right? If you're not very tech savvy, just make sure you read everything, because as long as you read everything, you should be all right. So it comes with a SIM card, just like most of the other cameras. I know that a lot of the cameras nowadays have gotten where they have built-in cards. One has, it'll have an AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, have all these cards already built in it. This one comes with a SIM card. I don't know what the provider is actually. I think it says somewhere in the manual, I think it's multiple providers that it has access to on that SIM card. So you get that out on the top of this camera here. Pretty simple. There's a little rubber grommet here. You flip this thing down. You got your SIM card slot, SD card slot, which it comes with an SD card. You got your power reset button. Pretty straightforward. I like how it has everything in one place. Not very hard to figure out. Before you go through the instructions, go ahead and get your SIM card, your SD card installed. I'd go ahead and throw this thing on the charger, make sure it's fully charged. Once it's set there an hour on the charger, go ahead and get your phone out, scan the QR code, start following the instructions to set it up. So now we're gonna attach it to the tree. So it comes with this little black clip. If you've installed any home security cameras, this is very similar. Like a Blink, any of those, you always install a mount and then you clip the camera on. That's the same thing here. You install the mount, you snap the camera on. I've lost most of the screws. When I initially went out there, I took my drill out there. Now, when I went out there to take it down, I just took a screwdriver. So you can get this thing attached to the tree with just a screwdriver. But since we're at my house, I'm just gonna use this drill. You can see here, there's 3 holes, and I only used 2 of those to mount it initially. So we're just gonna mount it right here. You see this tree is slanted, all right? Put our second screw in. This is not the screw that comes with it. These are deck screws, I think. Oh yeah, let's use a shorter screw. That one may be a little long. Hold on. I just got a bunch of random screws in my pocket. All right, that's good enough for what we're gonna do. So now that your mount is installed, you think, okay, this is crooked. It's all good. Look, go get your camera. Now remember, at this point, you've already got this connected to your app, okay? You don't install it without connecting it to your app, because you need this QR code. There's a little slot right here. See that little slot? So you just take it like this, slide it on there, pops like that, boom, good to go. If you want to, you can go ahead and get this thing turned on so it can boot up. If you're looking at the camera, if it's hung up, it's the one. System reset. I pushed the wrong one. I did that last time, man. There we go. So if you're looking at the camera, goodness. So if you're looking at the camera and it's hung up and Izeeker is readable, then it's gonna be the one on your right is the power button. The one on the left is the reset. So if you hold that down, it'll say reset. If you just let it go through that process, it's gonna wipe your camera. So it's the one on the right. Hold the one on the right down, it'll ding like that. That's how you know it's powering up. Okay, so while that thing's powering up, we're gonna install our solar panel. Now I will tell you, I've already been through this. Your solar panel needs to get, we'll say 8 to 10 hours of sun a day. So I had mine in a spot initially, and I'll show you. It was, my plan was to put it out there. I figured to get 3 or 4 hours of sun a day, that'd be enough. It was like in the middle of this, hardwood area, but it opened up, had this little open spot. I figured it'd be enough, but it was not. It was losing about 5% a day. You have to have this thing where it is getting basically the morning sun all the way to minimum lunch. Just know that you're going to need about 8 to 10 hours of sun a day to keep this thing going. Wish they had some kind of battery pack that you could mount to the tree USB, power it that way, and you could put 4 to 8 batteries in it. That way, if it doesn't get enough sunlight, say, you know, on cloudy days and stuff, it would be able to run off them batteries and it will allow it to last a long time. Now, mine was in a bad area and it lasted for a month before it went dead. So it'll last a long time, but it will slowly die. So it needs to have a lot of sunlight. Just saying, a battery pack option would be pretty awesome. So here's the solar panel, pretty simple. You got a USB micro C on one side, you got your solar panel, it's got a little knob here. That's how you tighten it so that it stays where you want it. It's got 3 holes for screws. Screw it to the tree, plug it into the camera. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead, get this thing mounted to the tree. Okay, so once you got it mounted, then you just take this side right here and there is a spot. So it's on the back, on the bottom right here. All right, so once you got it plugged in, now you're mounted. All right, so the app looks like this. It's this blue one called UBox, UBIA. We're gonna log in, Southern Draw info. If you don't have an account, you need to go through the process, set up your own account, register, all that good stuff, log in. So we're gonna log in. It says our device is offline. Wow. I think me resetting it messed it up. That's how easy it is to get it re-added. It went through an error. It said it errored out. That's because I already added it. Once you have it added, my camera lasted a long time with very little sunlight. So if you want your camera to last a long time, I'll go through the settings real quick. Image flip, normal. You can change the orientation if you have it set up a different way, like if you have the camera flipped around. Vision mode, I got mine set to normal. Activity detection. Now, I initially had this set to low because the higher you have it set, the more it's going to use your battery. But I thought I was missing stuff. It turns out I wasn't. I put another camera there. It wasn't that. I could have just left it on lower. Lower's fine. Schedule settings, I don't use all this, but if you wanted to add a schedule setting to where it only filmed during daylight, so you're not flashing and spooking bucks, stuff like that, you can set that to, you know, only do video during the daytime. I got my cloud video set to 10 seconds. You can have it set to full time, 20 second, 10 second, 5 second. Realistically, 5 seconds is enough in my opinion. So I'm gonna set mine to 5 seconds. You can usually get what you need to know at 5 seconds, and you can set the interval like every 5 minutes, every 30 seconds. You can set higher, make the interval higher if you want to get more data, but 10 seconds is kind of a long time in my opinion. Device alarm off, power frequency 60 hertz, LED indicator. I got that on. I'm gonna turn that off. I don't like that. I feel like that spooks stuff and you don't need it on. Volume settings. So you can actually talk through this to somebody. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to leave that on just because I like it, but this is where if you wanted to turn that ding off, you could come in here and adjust the speaker volume there. Somebody could talk to you, you can talk to them. I think that's pretty cool. You can set this up to next to your stand on public land or something like that. If somebody walks over there, you start talking to them. I've been pretty impressed with this thing. I'm not gonna lie, initially, I didn't really care for it. It took some getting used to. The only thing for me is I just wish it had battery pack. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. I wish it had straps, but that's all right. I may be buying 2 or 3 more of these just because you can rotate this thing. Now, I know other companies make the ones you could stick in the ground. To me, I like the fact that you can move this over here and then tomorrow move it over there. You can talk through it to people. I like that, man. I like all the options that it has. Oh, let me show you this real quick. So here's the cellular data. When you want to look at your cellular data and how much you've used, see, I just bought some. It says 4G service remaining 3,072 megabytes. I'll tell you, if you're trying to just use this to the cheapest way you can, going into the camera like this and just looking around all the time, every time, like right now, as I'm showing you this, we are burning data. Now, it's not a ton, but if you just do this all the time, you're going to eat through your data. You use this as a tool, you get in there, do what you need to do, get out of there, rely on the videos it's gonna send you, because right now, we're chewing up money. That's how you check your cellular data, right here. So if you run out, you go to recharge 4G data. Here's the options they have. It says it's a 1-month supplement package. In my opinion, you can get away with using that for almost an entire year if you do it right. If you ain't doing what we just did and just using it for no reason, it'll work fine. All in all, in my opinion, very good Izeeker. Now, a couple of things I would like to see different. I'd like to see them add a strap option. Instead of having to screw things into the tree, some people can't do that. I'd like to see a method, a way just something that comes down right here, just a little piece of plastic. You can run a strap through, attach this thing, cam it over into the tree. That would be nice. Like I said, a little battery pack or something in case you want to put it. Sometimes you want to put your camera in a place where sun is not going to be good. You know, deer like thick vegetation, especially early season when the leaves haven't fallen off the tree, and then late season when there's clouds everywhere. You may need a battery pack or something. There may not be a lot of sun for a while. You know what I mean? I like this option, but it would be awesome to have an alternate method of powering this camera out in the woods. Now you can, like I said, charge it and it'll last a while on its own if you ain't messing with it, probably a month, and you can just go get it, charge it, put it back out there. Other than that, I mean, there's no real other gripes I have about the camera. I think they did a great job. I really appreciate them sending it to me and allowing me to try it out. Like I said, Izeeker, I think you did a good job, man. I like the camera. It actually impressed me. I didn't know what to expect at first when I first got it out of the package, but now that I've used it for a month and a half, I really like it, and I will continue to use it, and will be possibly buying a couple more. So with that being said, if this helped you make your decision on buying or not buying this item, do me a favor, click subscribe. If you want to help me with analytics, click the like button. As always, God bless. Until next time, thank you so much, everybody.